All right, guys, so for those of you that are just clicking on this video as you want the Helium 10 discount codes, I'm going to do those first, and then I'm going to give you my honest review of Helium 10. So I've been using Helium 10 since September 2018. So I've been using it for about 5 years. I still use it every day, and that's why I want to give you my honest review. But for those of you that just want the discount codes, here they are. We've got FBA Elite 20. That will give you 20% off for the first 6 months. So that's a good discount code you can use. I'll pin this in the top comment and also pop it up on screen a bit bigger for you guys as well. Or if you plan on using it longer than 6 months, which most Amazon sellers will be, you can use FBA Elite 10 and that will give you 10% off forever. Alternatively, you combine either of those codes, so either FBA Elite 20 or FBA Elite 10, and do it as annual pricing, and that will save you 25% off per year. So that is the most affordable way to buy Helium 10. So those are the discount codes. Like I say, they'll be pinned in the top comment. Now, on to the tools themselves. So in Helium 10, there are a lot of tools. I mean, there are so many tools, and some of these I haven't even used myself. But there are a few of these tools that I think are worth the price of admission alone. And these are the ones that I use on a regular basis. And that's what we're going to be covering in this video. And as I'll go through, I'll give you my honest review of those tools and Helium 10 overall. So there are two parts to Helium 10. You have the suite of tools on the website, like I just showed you there, and also the Chrome extension. So when you sign up for Helium 10, you install this in your browser, and this will give you extra tools that work directly within Chrome, as you can see here, and they work at different levels throughout Amazon. And it also introduces a number of plugins so that when you're doing things on Amazon, you can see additional data. So the first one, as you're going to see here, you'll notice as soon as I've clicked on the search bar, we've got this different pop-up here. So instead of the standard Amazon Auto Suggest, this is Helium 10's own version called Search Expander. So as soon as you start to look into a particular niche, it will start to suggest different keywords and give you search volume. So this is really useful for two purposes. One is to discover other products or niches within a niche that you may not have considered. And two, to help you find the highest volume, most relevant keyword. So when you're doing your product research, you'll know you're using the best search term. So we can see here, when I put chopping board in, chopping board is indeed the search term with the highest volume. But if you're doing a wooden chopping board or something else, you can play about with the keywords. So if I put wooden chopping board in, wooden chopping, this will then tell me roughly what the search volume is for this. So this is just under 4,000, whereas chopping board was much higher. And this is where this is so powerful. You can get other ideas, how you may want to add features to your product, or you might find sub niches, and you also can ensure you're analyzing the correct keyword. So Search Expander is the first one I want to show you. The next one, let's just bring this through. This is the main reason that people will sign up for Helium 10, and this is Xray. So there are many tools like this on the market. Xray is my favorite as I find it is the most accurate, and it also gives me information that a number of the other tools do not give you. So what Xray will do is it will take all the products within the search results, and it will summarize all of the data so you can see it on one screen, and then you can try and make a decision as to whether this is a viable product for your Amazon FBA business. So just to highlight a few of the things that I like to look at, first is the search volume, because this will give you an idea of whether this product is seasonal. So as these are chopping boards, we're seeing a spike in November, December. So people are going to be gifting this product, but also people are getting ready for Christmas. If they're going to be hosting at Christmas, they want a nice chopping board so they can make their kitchen look really fancy. So search volume history is super powerful for seeing seasonality. And then we've got the core columns here, which are price, sales, and revenue. And this is what you'll be looking at to see what the demand is like in the niche, what price point things are selling for, and how much money you could potentially be making. But there are lots of other pieces of information here, which I'm not going to go through in this video, but this is a tool that you'll probably be using the most when you're doing your Amazon FBA product research. It is super, super powerful. It is a tool that I use to do my own product research. It's the tool that all the people that I mentor use as well. So I have no doubt if you use this tool, it will help you to find, and it will help you to do high quality analysis to find the right product for you. There are a number of other tools in the Chrome extension as well. I'm not going to go into them now as I just want to focus on the key tools, but I just want you to be aware that they are there. The next tool I want to show you is Blackbox, and this again is similar to a tool that you'll see from a number of other providers, and this will actually help you find products in the first place. So before you do your analysis using Xray, you actually need a product. So Blackbox allows you to enter criteria, and then it will return a number of products. I'm just going to do a very quick search to show you how this could work. So you'll choose the categories that you're interested in. So maybe something like baby products is something I've been looking at a lot at the moment. I don't like to go too heavy on the filters. I like to see quite a wide range of products and then look through them myself. Some people recommend really strict filters. The problem is if you do this, a lot of people are using the same filters and you end up finding the same product. So I try not to be too strict. I try to focus on the core elements. So for me, that's going to be the categories you're searching in, the price. So I don't really touch any products now below £20, as the margin when you become VAT registered, it's hard to make a profit below £20. If you're not VAT registered and you're a brand new seller, you could maybe go down to as low as £15, but £20 for me is the minimum I will look at. I personally don't worry about review counts and review ratings. This is old school teachings for FBA. People think if you find a product with low ratings, a low review count, then it's not going to be very competitive. But I think that it's not as clear cut as that. So I generally leave this completely empty. You also have your monthly revenue, which you can put in if you want, but ultimately your revenue is just a calculation of your sales multiplied by the sales price. So I'd rather do it by price and the number of sales per month instead, which we can enter here. So if I want a product selling a minimum of 150 units per month and maybe a maximum of 350 units per month. And you can put in things like sizes and various other filters. But like I say, for me, I like to keep the filters fairly loose and focus on the core ones, which is price, demand, and the category that it's going to be in. And then when you hit search, it'll come back with a number of different products, and you can then go into each of these niches to see whether there's potentially an opportunity there for you that you may be interested in. So for example, the first thing that have come back is baby gates. So we could then go and use Xray to analyze the baby gate niche to see whether there's an opportunity there. So that's what you'd use Blackbox for. Now this next tool is called Cerebro, and I use it for, I think, 3 different purposes. Number one, I use it to help with when I'm finding products in the first place, as it will give me related keywords, a bit like Search Expander does, but in a bit more detail. Number two, I'll use it for my keyword research so I can optimize my listing. And number 3, I also use it for my keyword research for when I'm setting up my PPC campaigns as well. So what Cerebro does is it analyzes existing listings on Amazon, and then it will return all of the keywords that those products are targeting, and then you can apply some filters to those keywords to really narrow it down to a high quality list of keywords. So for example, if we're in the chopping board niche, we might want to take a few of these products, so we can tick these boxes here, and you can see as I've started ticking these, we've now got the Run Cerebro button. So when I click that, that will take these 5 products that I've got selected into Cerebro. It will do a reverse ASIN, so it will look up all of the data, all of the keywords that these listings are indexed for, and then present them to me, and then I can filter them down to a really high quality list. So let me very, very quickly show you how I would do this. So I've got these selected, we click Run Cerebro, and then Cerebro will pull through all of those ASINs. It will do the reverse ASIN lookup, and at the moment, it's given us a list of 2,669 keywords. Now, you don't want to use all of those keywords, that's far too many to work with, so you then start to apply some filters. So again, without getting into it too heavy, what I would do is set a minimum search volume, so maybe around the 200 search volume. I also like to sit in a minimum word count, so at least 2 words in the search term. If it's just 1, it's probably not going to be overly relevant. And then I set the competitor rank average to something like 20, 25, or 30. So if one of the competitors already rank for this keyword, I want it to be in the top 20 or top 25 or top 30 organic search results, so that I know it is a relevant high volume keyword for them. So let's try a top 20 just for this example, and we'll see how many results we are then left with. So this has now filtered this down to 67 keywords that have good search volume, so at least 200. And if you look at these are all super relevant. So this shows you how powerful Cerebro can be to give you really relevant keywords that will help you with your listing optimization and your PPC. And the good thing is once you've got this data, we can then export the data into various formats. So in this instance, I'm just going to copy it to clipboard, and then we can go over to another tool in Helium 10, which I really like, which is Scribbles, which you can use to help you write your listing and ensure that you're including the keywords that you've got from running something like Cerebro. So we've got these 67 keywords here, and when we click apply, it will then sort them by search volume. So we know all of the keywords and phrases we want to include as we're creating our title and our bullet points. So for example, if I start typing wooden, it's going to show me all of the keywords and phrases that I've just copy and pasted over from Cerebro. So I want to make sure I've got wooden chopping boards in there. And you see straight away, it puts a strike through that to show that I've included it, and through the individual keywords as well. So this is why Scribbles is so powerful. Combined with Cerebro, it ensures you use all of the really high quality keywords that you've discovered doing that reverse async lookup as you're creating your listing. And you can use this in the title and your bullet points and in your description. So Scribbles is super powerful, and I use it every time that I create or edit my listing to ensure that I'm using all of the keywords and phrases that I want to include in my listing. The next one I want to show you is a keyword tracker. So once you've launched your product on Amazon, you know all of the keywords you want to target because you've done your research using Cerebro and you've put them into your listing, and also you're targeting them with your PPC. You're then going to want to be able to track how your organic ranks are responding. So as you're making sales for those keywords on Amazon, your organic ranks should be improving. And the goal is to get your organic ranks high enough that you can start to make organic sales, i.e. the customer isn't clicking on the sponsored advert. And then hopefully in time you can reduce your PPC spend and have more profitable sales. So by tracking your organic ranks, you can tell whether your launch and your PPC is going to plan. So in front of me here, we've got an example car boot liner. And you can see all of the keywords that we are tracking and would have been targeting with this particular product. And then you can see how they have been performing over time. So we click on the trend here, it will pop up a little chart, and we'll see over the last 90 days or a year or 30 days, whatever you want to do, you can see they're actually doing well, and this keyword has been improving. So if they were running PPC at this point, they can validate that and say, yes, it is working, let's keep running it. And then maybe here they've decided to throttle back, and that's why they're dropping off just very slightly in the ranks. So it's so important you track your ranks, as otherwise you have no idea really how well your product is doing on Amazon and how well your PPC is performing. And the last tool that I want to show you, like I said, there are many other tools. You've got loads here to go through, but to keep this video as short as possible, this is the last tool that I have running at all times. This is an alerts tool, and it lets me know if any changes have been made to my listing, as Amazon won't tell you if this happens. So for example, maybe another seller has jumped on your listing and trying to hijack your listing. Maybe another seller has made some changes to your listing, like change the image or change the category to try and damage your listing. Or there's other things as well. So for example, Amazon will sometimes remeasure your product, and your product will go into a different tier, and all of a sudden your fulfillment fees will change, and you end up losing £1 or £2 per sale. So it's important you get these notifications as soon as anything happens. I have this running at all times, and the number of times it has saved me over the past 5 years is insane. So make sure that you have this running to protect yourself, your business, and your listing, and you can get alerted straight away as soon as anything changes, whether that's someone changing your main image, whether that's getting a 1-star review, whether that's Amazon remeasuring your product. Whatever it is, you need something tracking your listings at all times. That's why I highly recommend alerts from Helium 10. So those are the key tools that I use from Helium 10. Like I said, I've been using Helium 10 since way back in 2018. I still use it. It is the best suite of tools out there in my mind. Just a quick reminder of the discount code. You have FBA Elite 10, which is 10% off forever, or FBA Elite 20, which will give you 20% off for 6 months. Or use either of those codes, and that will save you 25% off for the entire year. Now, if you want to see how I use Helium 10 to do full product analysis, I'm going to pop up a video in front of me now which shows you the exact method that I used to find 25 products in less than a week. And I'll see you guys over there.